Yo, I'm Red Death, and welcome to my channel, Nerdstas. Now, we will be talking about Dave Matthews Band. Dave Matthews Band is my favorite band in the world. Um, it came out in 1991. They're all types of music mixed in one. They're folk, they're blues, they're funk, a little bit of rock and roll, just all types of music. Um, They have different types of instruments. They got saxophonists. Well, the original saxophonist, Leroy Moore, he passed away in 2008. He played the saxophone, I think flute, clarinet, stuff like that. Then they had a violinist called Boy Tinsley. He left the group in 2018. They never replaced him with a violinist. Then you got bass guitarist. Stefan Lassard. He's the youngest out of the group, by the way. You also got the drummer, Buford Carter. Probably the greatest drummer alive to me. Guy's badass on the drums. He's still with the group. So is their bass guitarist. And you got... they have a piano player. Well, they used to work with a piano player... called Butch, but I guess he was part of the band at one point, but you really didn't see pictures with him with the group, which was kind of odd, because he played with Dave Matthews Band for quite a while, but now they have a piano player that's part of the group now, Buddy Strong. In my thumbnail, he's the dude wearing like a Kango hat or like a paperboy hat, whatever you call it. He's been with the group for a few years now. He's the latest addition to the group. And they also have a trumpet player, which is Rashawn. What's his name? Rashawn Ross. I think he just plays the trumpet. He might play another instrument, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. Anyway, he's been with the group for quite a while now. I want to say early 2000s. It's funny, there was a live show somewhere, and he was rocking an Ice Cube t-shirt. And I thought it was awesome because I like hip-hop too. And he had an Ice Cube shirt. See, I'm wearing a Nirvana shirt today. I do have a Dave Matthews shirt. I cannot find it. It's old. It's kind of weird, an under t-shirt. I think it might be my dirty laundry. If it's not there, I'm going to throw it away. I have so many t-shirts. I had to throw it away a lot that I don't wear. Speaking of Nirvana, their bass guitarist, Stefan, he says his favorite band is Nirvana. He was all into the grunge era. Even though his music isn't grungy, he's more like funky. And anyway, what else I'm missing? Well, they got Jeff Coffin. He's their saxophonist now. The white bald dude in the thumbnail. Got a dreadlock beard. He plays the same, I think pretty much played the same instruments as Leroy Moore. Now you got Tim Reynolds, which Tim Reynolds plays electric guitar and acoustic, but only with the band he plays electric. He'll play the acoustic if it's him and Dave Matthews. Dave Matthews is the lead singer. He's the front man, obviously. It's the name of their band. He plays acoustic, electric. He plays piano. He plays the keys, plays piano. Sometimes you might hear him on one of their songs. He's originally from South Africa, by the way. And when he moved to America, I guess when he was really young, I think his whole family ended up coming here. And so he was living in Charlottesville, Virginia, where he met some of the guys from the band. I think Carter and Boy Tinsley. And then they formed Dave Matthews. I think Dave Matthews is the bartender there. So early 90s, late 80s. They got together in 91. They had their first hit, which, Wow, What'd You Say? You guys might have heard that song before. That was her first big hit single. Then they came out with Crash Into Me. I think that was their second biggest single. But they have huge music collection. Almost every time they come out with an album, it's always top of the Billboard charts. I think last year or year before, they got nominated for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which was awesome. That was pretty sweet because they were in the ballot before. They won the fan vote, but they didn't get into the next year. And it was pretty awesome. Even though they're still together, they're still making new music. They're still touring. They're on tour right now. It's the beginning of the summer. Usually beginning of the summer, they go on tour. What else is going to say here? There's so much I could say about this band. Did I name all the members? Did I miss anybody? No, I named all the members, original and the new members. Quite a few. I got one of the books from their CDs. Let's see if I can show you some of their. Here's Dave Matthews. It's not the greatest picture, but I think that's the point. There's Jeff Kaufman. That's their saxophone player, clarinet player, whatnot. So can't really see his face too well in that pic. Here's Stefan Lassard, the youngest member. He's the bassist. These pictures are weird. I guess it's supposed to look old-timey. Here's Buford Carter, best drum in the world. Yeah, they make it look kind of rough. I guess it's supposed to look old-timey. Rashad Ross, trumpet player. He used to be a really big guy, man. He lost a lot of weight. Like, he's skinnier than that now. There's Tim Reynolds, the other electric guitarist besides Dave. This guy's best acoustic guitar player I've ever seen in my life. And there's Buddy Strong on the keys. And he does backup vocals. And he's got a really good voice. That's it. I mean, that's the band now. Yeah, go check them out. You know, look at their albums, look for their singles if you've never heard of them before. That's if you're younger, you didn't grow up in the 90s. Because I think everybody in the 90s knew who they were because they were so large back then. You know, music has changed so much. They were kind of considered pop for a while because there's just a mixture of music and they had some hits. So they consider them pop. They, you know, you can't really put them in jazz. You can't really just put them in folk because there's too much mixture of other music. I guess you could kind of put them in rock because rock kind of breaks it down, but they consider them pop. And they always say, oh, they're a big college band. I don't know what they meant by that. I think they just meant like geared towards maybe an older crowd, more the young teenagers. I don't know. I never understood that. I know they played like college towns and stuff. Well, you know, but what band has it? I live here in Michigan, and they play a place called Pine Knob in Clarkston, Michigan. And they usually play every summer. Well, they're not playing here this summer. They're playing out in Grand Rapids. They're playing 2 days out there. I'm pretty far from Grand Rapids. None of my friends that are huge, you know, big fans, they're not going to want to drive out there. If they do, we'd have to get a hotel and, you know, spend more money because, you know, we're going to want to party out there. But I don't know, man. We'll probably, hopefully next year they'll come here. That'd be awesome. This is cover of one of their albums. My favorite song on here. Let's see. Why I Am. That's a good one. It's not a hit, but I think this is the last album they had Leroy Moore, their saxophone player. Like I said, he died in 2008 on a four-wheeler. I think I have a big picture of him. I don't think there's a picture of him in here. I try to find pictures of him in some of my CD cases, but I don't really have that many. If you remember The Simpsons, how they had that saxophone player that, like, I think she trained Lisa how to play the sax. He had like long hair, like you always see him wear sunglasses. He reminds me of um, Dave's old saxophone player, Leroy Moore. He always wore sunglasses. He always had like long dreads. I think he was the oldest out of the group. Kind of a big guy. I was really sad when he passed away. He was my favorite saxophone player in the world. It's funny, the year he died, 2008, he was in the Guinness World Book of Records. Google it, check it out. Um, for so many notes in a minute or something like that on a saxophone. So he was just a great saxophone player, period. Saxophone is my favorite instrument of all time. Kind of a sucker for it. They're also considered, they call him DMB. Some people probably don't know that. They'll be like, DMB, who the heck is that? You know, it sounds like a rap group. But speaking of rap, and Dave Matthews Band actually did a hip hop song with a rap group called Jurassic 5. They're a New York rap group, straight up hip hop. They had a lot of hits in the early 2000s. Not a lot of hits, but they had a lot of albums in the early 2000s. I think that's when they came out. But they had like this old school like rap to them, like old school like 80s rap. But their style kind of reminded me of Nappy Roots, but from New York. There's a bunch of dudes rapping. Yeah, they're pretty sweet. That song with Dave Matthews is a really good song. And they have a music for it, a music video for it. So go check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe. I've talked about other artists before. I so Dave Matthews came out with a live album about a week ago. It was last summer, and it was a place called The Gorge. And it's a really gorgeous venue. I ain't never been there, but I've seen pictures, I've seen live videos with them playing there, and called The Gorge. It's a really beautiful place. See, like a lot of good artists would play a place like that. I'm sure they have. And so Dave Matthews played there last summer. I don't know if they do like a whole weekend or a couple of days or whatever they do out there. So they did, I think there's a mid-90s an album called Before These Crowded Streets. They had this song called Don't Drink the Water. Alanis Morissette did backup vocals on that song. She's also another song with Dave Matthews Band. Same album. And so anyway, that's my favorite album that Dave Matthews ever did. So they did the whole album last summer at the Gorge live. And they recorded it. And it just came out on vinyl and CD. I'm sure you get, download it and whatnot. But I wanted a physical copy. I actually was looking for a DVD. But nobody really watches DVDs anymore. Dave actually used to put out a lot of DVDs of his live shows. I'm kind of hoping, it didn't say anything online about it, but I'm kind of hoping maybe there's a couple videos of the couple live songs, something. I think the CD's like 4 CDs long or something like that. I ordered it straight from their site. It's called The Warehouse, is Dave Matthews Band site. I ordered it on there. It was only like $15.99, so it's pretty cheap for like 4 CDs. I almost got it on a vinyl, but there's too many. It comes with too many vinyls. Like I'd be switching vinyls constantly, and I'd rather have it on CD. Just it comes with a DVD, and I can listen to it in my car, on the way to work or whatnot. But if you like all types of music, especially like blues and folk music, go check out their music, man. They're really good. They're probably one of the best bands to see live in the world, to be honest with you. I'm not saying that because they're my favorite band. Because I heard people that don't even like them, not a big fan of their music, have been in live shows, and they said they were amazing live. I got one friend, he didn't really care for their live show. But then again, he's not a huge fan. He doesn't know all their music and stuff. And I think he saw them at like crappy location, like where the acoustics weren't very good. Maybe a baseball stadium or something like that. I don't know. Baseball stadiums are not the greatest for music. The acoustics are just, it's too echoey. The music kind of just goes out instead of stays in. Like, most venues are made for sound, because, like, if you think about it, most venues or whatnot, the seating is up. It's up. The stage is usually down here, so the sound bounces. It comes this way towards the crowd, and then it bounces out. You know what I mean? Back to them. I guess you would have to play backwards at a stadium. I don't know. Stadiums are weird because, like, home plate, usually, that's where all the high seats are, behind home plate. It's all the seats are usually at back. Especially here in Detroit at Comerica Park when the Tigers play. It's all the seats are back here. Then you got the outfield where it's all open, where it's like you can see the city. Which, that wouldn't be very great for acoustic. All the sound would just go echoing out. Like, it doesn't stay in because the sound is good. I think that's how sound works in that way or whatnot. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. I might do another artist. Oh, yeah. But when I do get that live album, which I think it comes this week, I will be putting a short of me opening the CD. I'm probably not going to do it live or anything or on a video. I'll just do a quick clip of my short. And I'll try to find one of the live songs out there. Or at least I'll find one of the songs that were on there and you guys can listen. Like, okay, that's what Dave Matthews sounds. So look for my shorts. Hopefully this week or by next weekend, I'll post a short. Me opening that CD with one of the songs or whatnot. And maybe you might dig them. Yeah. All right. Peace out, y'all.